What if 5 simple Excel tips could boost your efficiency and polish your reporting? Today I'm revealing the Excel secrets that experienced users wish they would have discovered years ago. I'm Nabil Murad, and these are the tips you have been waiting for. This is a multi-part series, so make sure you are ready for more. Let's dive in. You might have some sensitive data, financial information, credit card information, and you want to hide it from prying eyes or unauthorized users, like the data in the range from A5 to F19. I want this data to appear if I type a correct password in cell E2. And to create this functionality, I select the range from A5 down to F19. And then I hit the shortcut Ctrl+1. I select Custom, and I replace General by 3 semicolons. That will hide all the data. I hit OK, and now we don't see anything. To the same range, I'll be applying a conditional formatting rule. I click on Conditional Formatting, New Rule, use a formula. And my formula is simple. If cell E2 equals the password I want, I'll be using a simple password 1234. I click on Format, and then I go to the Number tab, I select Custom, and I make sure I have General. I hit OK twice, and now let's test. I don't see anything right now. Let's type a wrong password, 7458. When I hit Enter, nothing happens. Let's type the correct password, 1234, and when I hit Enter, the data is revealed. If I delete this number, then everything is hidden. You can improve the legibility of your spreadsheets and make it accessible for anyone with visual impairment or any accessibility problem related to vision like color blindness. This functionality is set in 2 different locations. I go to the File tab, and then I click on Options, and then in the Options dialog box under General, we have Office Theme. I'll change it from colorful to black. When I hit OK, now the interface appears in black, and this creates a kind of contrast that makes it easier to read the text. But if I go to the View tab, I have an extra option that appears, Switch Modes. This is simply to switch the color of the spreadsheet itself. So if I click on Switch Modes, that becomes black. Look at the symbol. If I want to turn it white, I click a second time. To revert to the regular theme, I can use the shortcut Alt-FT, and I change the Office theme to colorful. I hit OK, and I'm back to what I had before. When you have a list of tasks and you want to mark the task as completed, we go to the Insert tab of the ribbon and we insert checkboxes, and these checkboxes can be checked or unchecked. We can create a better functionality and make it easy to apply, and I'll be using for that a more attractive checkbox that can be checked or crossed, and with conditional formatting it will become even better. So in any cell, I'm going to use the unichar function equal unichar 9989, and I close the bracket. That gives me a box with a check mark. In the cell below, I'll be creating another unichar function equal unichar 10062. I close the bracket, I hit Enter. That gives me a cross box. Now let's take this functionality to the next level. I select the range in column C, and I want to create a data validation drop list. I use the shortcut Alt-DL, Tab L tab. In the source box, I select these 2 cells. I hit OK, and now let's select. We did not complete the first task, then I select the cross box. We call them ballot boxes. So I select the next one, and I want a checkbox. We completed this one, I completed this one. I did not yet complete the next one. And of course, you know that I have 2 conditional formatting rules applied to this range. I'm going to write them down in the description below the video. You can keep your kids engaged while learning the multiplication table and let them have fun with Excel. I'm going to create a beautiful multiplication table in one single step. I select the range from A1 to J10 and I create a simple function equal row multiplied by column. To populate the function, I hit Ctrl Enter. And here is my beautiful multiplication table. In this example, I have an improper data set. In each row, I have the label country and the name of a country in column B. And in the next row, I have the label capital and the name of the capital of the previous country, and so on. I might have hundreds of records. I might have the same exact repetitive pattern with any kind of data, not necessarily country and capital. And I want to normalize this data set, and there are manual ways of doing that. I can also do it in Power Query, but the easiest way is the one I'm going to show you right now. I select cell D1, and I want to create a column for the country and a column for the capital. But above the list of countries and capitals, I want some labels. So I create a vstack function equal vstack. My first array will be the labels country and capital, but because I want to select them from cells A1 and A2, and I want them side by side, I'm going to use a transpose function. I select cell A1 and A2, I close the bracket for the transpose function, and that was the first array of the vstack. I type a comma. The second array will be a wrap-rows function. I select all the values in column B. From B1, shift control down, arrow control backspace. I type a comma, and I want to wrap them in two columns. I type 2, I close the bracket for the wrap-rows, and I close the bracket for the vstack function. When I hit enter, I fix the problem. I have some conditional formatting in cell D1 and E1. I will write it in the description below the video. Which of those 5 tips was your favorite? Write it in a comment. I would love to see which ones were new to you. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss the rest of this series. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and I'll catch you in the next video.